94.7 Asempa FM, all talk, all day. Ekosiisen dwumadi no asoguso a utie no ma yena mo nyina ase ne yensan so ema makwaba bi we mfa momra Ekosiisen dwumadi yi eso. Bini dio say bonso. Make us say Edem Agbana atena se oye Deputy National Youth Organizer Edema NDC. Ono waha Kamal Dean Abdullahi and so Ababeka Yensa ono ya Alhaji na a Deputy National Communications Director Edema NPP. Meaning say Kamal, sir, you still hold on to that position, right? Until say on a new appointment.
Ideally that should be it.
Okay. Into Deputy National Communications Director of the NPP, Alhaj Kamal Dean Abdullahi, and Amotene Ghana, Edem Agbana, Edem Akwabet saying,
Obi, Namiadum, Bibiabo Comedase.
Fantastic.
Na, my entire Etiophonia, especially Omo Mutia Free Volta region, Ketu North to be precise.
Ketu North.
Ketu North, the constituency. I think for the past 2-3 weeks, no. Mama Koshe Okakra Juma. Because of the branch elections, and because him say, it's a party no be stronger, ejina branches no so. And I was personally interested in ensuring say branch be a war NDC, especially my constituency Ketu North no. We have competent, we have dedicated, vibrant and dynamic people are manage your party no at the branch level. And the successful branch elections no be successful end.
Okay.
And all the 138 branches I work to North no. We finished the elections and I be so echo year pa
138
oh yes. And then I think one of them challenges kakra we postponed it to an end this morning, but by 9:30 and upper way no we had finished that one. So all your branches now work to North no. We are done with the branch elections. Ready to ensure that the NDC and John Mahama makes a comeback to government in 2024.
And for mono at every branch, the Muyi executives saying
9 executives.
9.
Yes, every branch we are NDC. We vote for 9 executives at our branch level. Your chairman, general secretary, organizer, women organizer, youth organizer, treasurer, and NIA 2 other executive members.
Okay.
Into omuya elected members. So didn't account 9 executives at each level. At the end of the process, when they say by electing 9 executives at all our 39,000 plus branches across the country. So far, no, me monitor process no across the country. Now we share enthusiasm. Your branch elections are very, very high. Last week, me spent about 3 days at our Keta constituency because I had to sit on some appeal cases. For the first time in the history of NDC, branch elections, obi to say, obi mu lawyers, professors, omo contest here, omo lose here, omo the issue no, omo throw petition.
Lawyers and professors at the branch level.
At the branch level, omo so interested to the extent say in the past no, obi lose branch elections, I will say ode enye fama nyame. But this time around no, say anything goes wrong, I over petition 44 pages na be. It shows enthusiasm they are very, very high. For the first time, branch level, me pa bebre omo posters, any your friends flyers for branch elections.
Hey.
I can show you some branch elections. People have done banners.
Wow.
Branch elections. And when you naturally say the party has become more and more attractive, especially to the youth. It will be a per se or a part of the party machinery. It's an interest no high. A human institution. You cannot get it right in all the centers. But one thing I am say the party leadership led by your general secretary Johnson Asedu Nketa General Mosquito, any national chairman, the Honorable Samuel Fosuampofo. Omudi appeal process, any structures are ready to into the branch election so effective say by the time I will be better on a petition within 48 hours no appeals committee better now so before issue no cry Beko region and national for redress. We are able to manage the echo so our branch level no so effectively say you will not even hear say problems our one or two places. Inti elections did the echo year na I'm confident say to mean policy process ni year 2024 the NDC will have a bunch or a group of very competent, very effective, very dynamic branch executives across the country. And say was some machinery or branch level there is no way Victory 2024 will elude us. Until now, invested so much into the process. Started process no. Ebemu besides had party in opposition. The party in power area national elections. And I make catch up say Obi say who headed to the wrong direction at speed any advantage. If you are heading to the wrong direction, speed is not an advantage. Now behind them say aban way there, they are headed in the wrong direction. Into your speed no any advantage ma omo. Now you are taking your time and you start here no, you audit your registers. Echo year branch engagement, any outreach program, every single constituency, any branch Iowa, NDC, Ghana, we engage them to make them understand the process. And so we are transforming your database to a digital state. We needed to engage for people to appreciate the issues. We've done all these things. This is your vehicle for reorganization was started, and we are confident say there's some Olofo led NDC administration together with General Mosquito. The kind of structures are ready to in place to ensure that elections will be by the time we are done electing national executives, the NDC will be far gone, and Victory 2024 is expected. Ever certain, nothing can stop us from winning the elections.
Wow! And there's a Osha Moshe on Facebook Live. No, my friend Okechukwu or Power FM has sent me a poster of Obi branch election poster. Oh yeah. And Osha say NDC branch election 2022. Agona Kenyakor. Is that Kenyako?
Yes.
Branch
level.
Agona Kenyako. It was a Vida Ahen Bene for branch women organizer. Wow. Na and I say NDC a yezu a yeza and I did do or die and so I say hey. And into him.
Mama explain the poster. Okay. Almost say. So me poster no. Honestly, Obi. Me who post up this particular poster no a trendy here on NDC platforms for a while. Who be some question now? Who say branch level no a local level election?
Yes.
Inti at least the Nikunu na pastor no.
Nikunu na sofo. Very reverend.
Very good.
Bismarck.
Inti rely on the your friend is saying the popularity
of Nikunu
and the credibility of Nikunu no the any campaign. So will be our elections
strategy.
Oh no, we are now doing it central region. Okay. I think say by Ochina will be done with the branch.
I said at the American, his husband is quite popular. Nikunu no a co-founder and presiding bishop of the church. Now I saw him man from more battalions into onu ye Dickness Mrs. Vida Ahin Bene, co-founder of the church. In your Yusu Nikunu riding on Nikunu popularity. And on the Nikunu picture, Abani poster. There's over Facebook or contested for branch women organizer. Or say combined 3.
Yes.
Force for total victory in 2024. No, Mamini brutal.
Another one. You can see.
Send it to me.
You know, I'm forwarded with my blessing answer section.
Very interesting poster.
Yes.
What do you say? O person a man for who mobo. Esa who say or credible. Esa who say nyamisroni.
Yes.
Now nyamisroni no. Or riding on the back of Nikunu.
Yes.
Now Obi a yezu a yeza do or die.
Now
do or die no so and so nyamisroni.
So for mama
you do or die. Obi. When I do that, I said, I can see you. Obi, so for mommy pa, or you credible. When you're so one to move, and how can do or that when the poster is with you? And them more assemble on the papa.
Or believe it said 2024, 9 years now.
Interesting.
You have to fight for it. It will be. In brief, no, your branch elections, no, everything is going on well.
Okay.
And one other person, Nabaso say this whole process of branch elections were taking the time, ensure say he's always responsive to calls on challenges. Peter Otukuno,
Peter
Deputy General Secretary.
Okay.
Me sometimes Dr. Peter Boama Otukuno. Me sometimes 12 midnight. Me to me friend Hannes I say you will challenge way of water region. You have to make sure this is done. Or no far phone also okay them. You better say before they will break. No, now I respond effectively. These are some of the people almost show total commitment to the branch elections. Nancy, I think that we have to really congratulate. Because at the point, General Tukwan and he acted was on his head. Chief Baine Mo any Kobibalo Munina, they are still on the field. Omuye Juma Kobibalon, they say Ukasa or OT region.
Okay.
Or ensure say every single branch biano, everything is going on well. And see, these are the people we really have to appreciate their efforts into this branch elections. Maybe are confident, even though we started late as compared to MPP, you know, we are doing it well because the human if it must be done, it must be done well. And I'm sure, the NDC will emerge victorious out of this process.
Very well. Blessing answer century. Also, come on,
entrepreneur or TV personality.
Oh, really?
Or a counselor. They be our bad TV, so I've seen her on sister stations, Bebria.
Okay.
Very popular.
Or branch,
and she did a poster.
Communication of officer.
Yes. And now he posters.
Gamanye Palace.
Yes.
Palace 2.
On the
West. That be only one for do or die. Possible to
do or die. Possible to get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, but that's a nice poster there.
Obi.
Yeah, Alaji.
Mamemfa encha so no kuma. Em se me ba ha kakra. Na mencha ya party penyemfo onso so. Na on behalf of our national chairman, Chairman Stephen Ayensu in team, the historic chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Na my chair party for nyina. Sanse Enra, the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. Ene ya papanso Ira, John Alan Kojo-Chiramanten. Ene party penyemfo, ene the chairman of our Council of Elders. Papa Hackman also Ajimai. And they party penyemfo nyina. A lot of them were there to help him. Thank God for what he has done for him. Until now, we Methodist Church, we New Achimota Enra, a free honor, a climax here, we Jimpa for a get together sort of. On behalf of the national chairman, Medinchia Sunonko MOB Biara, na Osande Asida PCA, Edema Obi Biara, or say Nimre, a baye, a bebuano, a ma, or de Asida Kessie, Edema Onyankopon for what he has done for him. Obi, I learned a lot from this man in the sense that patience and tenacity of purpose as well as focus accolades and traits young man be I was Obi. Because from 2005 I was Simu to become the national chairman of this party. That is about 20 good years. I feel na Nyakopon ayena doma wanya sa jinabia no. Na jebe na obenya wanya nso no. But I've learned one thing again. In all humility, the man is posing as a unifier. The man is saying, say, ye wujumaye. Na obi biara officer me MPP na brewum na ase meni anje wonoma baaku menu be forget about it and come on board. If we have had patience to wait for 20 good years, a young man who just set off 4 years, 5 years, maybe 3 years crowd party was in my brain. Now my brain, I am throwing my hands in despair. That will be a non-starter for all of us. And I think, we have a lot to learn from this man. And I pray and hope, the wisdom that God gave to Solomon to lead, such wisdom will be given to him as the national chairman of the New Patriotic Party to indeed lead us to do what has not been done before in this country in our fourth Republican Democratic Dispensation, which is to break the 8 for the New Patriotic Party. MPP, anya 8 years. NDC, anya 8 years. Na enyina anya 8 years no, sakraye ebamu, ewo amabu no. But I believe that with this strength, with this leadership, under the able leadership of Chairman Stephen Ayensu in team, ably assisted by our young, enterprising, and great General Secretary, Justin Kodia Frimpong, JFK, wherever he is, I want to say a very good afternoon to him. And of course, our national organizer, Nana B. You say they are up north assisting in the president's tours, it were, so that at least they can put the party together, energize the party to work on. He and the youth organizer, Salam Mustafa, as well as Yeye Nasara coordinator, Mia Minuya, Aziz Futa, and the 3 deputy and a vice chairman. Alhaji Masaudu, Mimame, Rita Sobayere, the first vice chairperson, Chairman Bute, Omunyina would put their heads together to ensure that we bring this party back strongly. Already is strong, but we need to re-energize the base. And of course, ensure, say, young men, no, ebenya sa, jidie no, ewo party no, and move on. Then, of course, make sure work I was say in all the over 38,000 polling stations to energize this party and get this party working. Look, on any day, Obi Mekan Semichero, on any day, Edem Teha, Udi for analysis, various statistics have given us. Oka membership drive of this part of any political party in this country, the NDC come nowhere near the MPP in terms of membership. And again, we hear the demography of voting pattern in this country. Say MPP put yourself together on any day. I've always maintained the MPP will win power in this country based on issues and based on the work that we will do. And a clarion call to everyone say, Obia hu here, Obia mra on board, Obia nyejuma. Almost a politics, this mafia will be there, way be but we should not make it so glaring and deliberate. Together, I tell you, on any day, the NDC cannot win election against us. I believe, inshallah, we have time and we're going to work hard for it. But may there are some krabi on a lighter note. Say a decorated monkey is still what? We're on a lighter note. Oh, decorated monkey. It still appears as an ass. With all respect, we're on a lighter note. Eddie, Okase, they are reorganizing. Now call branch election, the energy level and all that. Yeah, it is still the NDC. As I'm Krona, one at the Krona. But I think that I love the beauty of democracy in this country. He's been a very good brother. I mean, others in the NDC have also been very good brothers and all that. Yeah, it's not really so. They be a American assembly. It's not really so. Not say you disagree. Interest say,
more are thankful.
Yeah, thankful. It's about war of ideas. It's about bringing your idea and I bring my idea on the table. Now you say nebeya Ghana ebesi ye amayen. Tina mo ankasa moto mo dwumadi Ekosiisen. Ghana beko Ekosiisen. Eten saying en Ekosiye. That is our main job to do as political actors in this country. Whether NDC, MPP or whatever, say Ghana enkuye. Look, before we even enter the studio, my brother was talking about some visitor called country B. It is not, for some reason I don't want to mention the country. It is not easy in some other countries. You go there and you are an opposition person. Look, it's a matter of life and death. Now, Ghana, you can say we are. And we come together. But of course, nonetheless, the development of this country is key and is important. It is when we have peace and of course understand each other that we'll be able to surmount the challenges that we have as a country and move on.
Fantastic. Inti Alhaji Kamal Din Abdullah Ena Yatin and one of the issues we'll be considering and the president's latest commentary on whether to do reshuffle or not. Wakasa Wahon as part of Nitoa Oko in the northern region. I'll bring you a playback of that voice. And then we comment briefly on that. Now, Yakoshe Electoral Commission, any NDC in sense, but Storm Energy Drink, Puma drinks, and Awake Purified Drinking Water at the Special World Cup promotion. Be eba. Unim say product amibobo so Storm, Puma, and Awake. Nininaye Casapreco Company Limited product. Omudi abejaso enono. Na Casapreco force Storm Energy Drink. To Puma soft drinks and I say Awake drinking water. Otwa, Osha bottle no neck na the corner. Almost a 4-digit unique number be wo. Fasa number no. Testicle short code we *780#. *780#. Select option 2 and follow the prompt. Now, through this, you can be one of the lucky winners to this year's World Cup in our monthly draws. You can also win television set, fridges, microwave ovens, mobile phones, home theaters, free drinks, and more instantly. And don't waste time. Grab a bottle of Storm Energy drink, Puma soft drinks, and Awake drinking water, and let's storm Qatar for the World Cup. This promo is on the NLA Caritas platform and approved by the FDA. Terms and conditions apply. And Melcom is where Ghana truly shops and saves. Now, Melcom say, I'm the Melcom best buy, Abba. Though we are in tough moments, still Melcom says we day for you. And it save big at Melcom when you best buy your groceries, electronics, furniture, and all your daily needs at the lowest prices available. Melcom, your one-stop supermarket for all your daily needs. In the morning, when it's Melcom branch, be a nekoto nyoma ne buono for papa menka and ada oshanen so mami. Consolidated Bank Ghana ASCBG say any say wo per quick loan for business. Won here collateral be away here collateral be then please worry no more. Oko CBG ye offer collateral free loan with comfortable monthly loan repayment schedule. Your SME loan solutions are for a broad range of business, and you can borrow as little as 5,000 Ghana cedis up to a maximum loan amount of 500,000 Ghana cedis with quick turnaround time. In the amount either 50 million, 5,000 cedis, Ekokopim 500,000, chen kane 5 billion. Nina yebitimi at the amount. Cause CBG go and experience our hassle-free process to access a loan and enjoy our free business advisory services and our cash collection services. Remember, you can access up to 500,000 Ghana cedis and no collateral or security is required. And the paperwork required is also very minimal. Into pesa utimun semia. Call CBG branch be a ben when I say free 0302 216 000. Offer on catch on say e be out on ade wa boso kan o makola o agboboloshi o hin uhie ska kakra de atre wadwumem uni collateral menstro we yen hia collateral bia e betimi am we 50 million e copy 5 billion from 5,000 cedis to 500,000 Ghana cedis ni nyina ye de makwa e the free number ni bi 0302 216 000. Now on the CBG any enkom. Obit must send you an email info@cbg.com.gh. CBG or see we stand with you. In the na Shannon so president on his tour Ede and Sema Tuja Efa reshuffle because amount for air call it for reshuffle. Say no can yintie.
Reshuffle anytime soon.
I don't, but even if I did an appropriate way ended up. But let me say it again. I know that people are making a lot of noise about this matter.
Okay.
But several of the people who are responsible for assisting me to steer the country out of the difficulties that we inherited, and out of the difficulties that have subsequently come, are still in place.
Okay.
And many of them, for me, have done an outstanding work. Their output has been considerable. And that's what I look at.
Okay.
There's an issue about reshuffle or the performance of ministers. It isn't as if it is something that every now and then my mind comes to.
Okay.
It's a daily preoccupation for me.
Yeah.
I'm required on a daily basis to ask myself whether the output of particular ministers is up to the mark. I am not the final authority, and if they're not up to the mark, I'm required to act.
Yeah.
But if the output measures the expectations, then I don't have any strong reasons to heed the calls.
Okay.
The calls come from all kinds of reasons. NDC wanting to destabilize your government is one. There are people who are also looking for jobs. I'm not disputing that there is quite a lot of attention on it. But I also think it is important for us to have a really holistic look at this matter and be certain of what we're doing. But as I say, it's not no responsible leader, president, prime minister will announce, I intend to reshuffle my... No. If you're going to do it, you do it. if you're not going to do it, you just continue.
Okay.
So that's what I have to say.
Okay.
Asempa FM 94.7.
Okay, into President Akufo-Addo and Motin a voice no speaking on a radio station somewhere in the northern part of our country. Ain't more expecting a reshuffle anytime soon. The president, and I think I hinted that last week, say it might not happen. And a president had a confirmation at you. Kamal, what understanding of the what's
Obi. Let's be very fair to the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Okay.
Now, eto de bia, we make meal out of nothing in terms of conversation. And why do I say we make a meal out of nothing? First of all, you reserve the right to ask a question as a journalist. Equally, has he got the right to answer or not to answer?
Yes.
And I'm at meboa. But before asking a question, what is the foundation of your question? My expectation is that journalists and a media personnel will have opportunity to ask a question. No, there should be a reason why this question is asked, and the reason must be premised. On a particular foundation, which is acceptable to us all. You don't just ask question because I want to ask a question. And what I say?
Me too.
Why am I saying this? What is the foundation to making sure an executive government is formed in this country? The president draws his powers from Article 78 clearly, if I'm right on the Constitution. That is the foundation. What is also the foundation of the president revoking or, if you like, sacking somebody or disappointing somebody? The same Constitution by Article 81 gives that opportunity to him or mandate to him to do that. So these two aspects are made no. The framers of the laws of this country had that in mind. Power to appoint, power to revoke the appointment, as it were. There is nowhere, based on foundation I'm making, our principle is established there. Once a president is elected, there must be something called or animal called reshuffle. There's nowhere. Take our foundation law, our mother law, take all the organic laws we have in this country, watch them throughout. There is nowhere that the president or a leader in this country is mandated or is forced by that foundation to go and do what we call reshuffle. And asking the question in the first place is misplaced. When would you do reshuffle? Do you intend to do reshuffle? There's no principle. That is what I'm saying. We are making a meal out of nothing. Then we are running into town with it in the social media. President say no reshuffle. This and that is a serious nation. Are we serious? Please. Please. The reason why the president ended his submission, and see, I've always maintained that we have an excellent communicator in the president. He ended the question, the answer by saying no responsible leader or president will go out announce and say, I'm going to do reshuffle. No!
If you want to do
He's telling you that those of you who, of course, will also again say there will be no reshuffle. No, you are also misinterpreting what he said. The conclusion is that president said no reshuffle. No, he didn't say that. The president of the republic, of course, is a very careful selector of words. I have sat in meetings with him. Anytime you sit in meeting, he will say, putting my lawyer's cap on, I am in for a superior debate against whatever position I have. So he's careful. For him to have ended that, your friend say, no responsible leader or no president will go out saying, I am going to do a reshuffle. That alone ends the matter.
FM,
and it tells those who are and social media, so president say on your reshuffle, on your say, that is not what he said. He didn't say that. And that is a discussion for us to put on the table. Not because it's Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Even if it's John Dramani Mahama who was the president then. That issue, but this is the way I'm going to handle it. First of all, you don't even have a foundation for your question. There's no leg for it to stand.
But there are calls from people even
Yes.
within Muamu party, say maybe president would have to take a second look at some of his appointees.
Yes.
Ibimwa Bre, just pushing people around here and
The
there.
question of
would
Ebimwa Bre,
help.
he addressed that matter. The question of Ebimwa Bre, I say some people may be looking for jobs. Some people may say this. What is the reason? I have always maintained, look, we have had over 5 million people voting for the New Patriotic Party. The president, after appointing over 100 and something ministers in his first term, look at the hue and cry, the shouting, the brouhaha. The president brought it down and still got it. Still, people are saying, say, V8, fuel beneyenom, to the extent that senior economists in this country will sit on huge programs to say that if we should reduce the number of V8 and whatever, the economy will be better. Interesting, insignificant. To that extent. People, but these 5 million people are working on say, why opportunity to even get close a bit. One ya bibi kakra. Obia oti ne baby sebi bunkrugu yonyo. Ana make village e was all. What ba o president in hunu da. Ono beka saying. Nti say di juma ma omampanyi a mesre. Tina me shase ka ele on say the mafia within some time, na shoot yourself down. I have always maintained that, look, whatever God has for you, no man can take it away from you. It has always been my position. So, me ko pray adena manya onyankopon say enya media. That is my belief. Say me kona me pejuma bi ne se manya nyankopon say enya media. It's not mine. But until we have this mindset, the professor you interviewed who left your studio, I was listening. You see, in summation, to summarize all that the professor said, it had to do with mindset, attitude. All that he said here, it was just attitude. To the extent that Oka said, there is nothing like book and research allowance in even where they have gone to learn to scholars and come down. I was not particular about the interview because it's about Ghana, it's about us, it's about the people. And for a people to develop, it is our mindset that will lead us to the promised land.
94.7.
But where you have a checkered mindset, where you have a deliberate mindset to destroy, where you think say the biano mamenko for trivialities, na menjai the main issues, then we will always be lagging behind. So of course, party calls, people can talk about it, some can say whatever, but I've always said let's be mindful. In our bit or our quest to say we enya bi famra no ya nhwe ya na obi o cha bontage say menua edem agbana or say your party no confusion we take advantage, and if you are not careful you are in trouble. Again, we hear my submission earlier on, me say a man has waited for over 20 good years. Today he's the national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. He could have thrown his hands in despair and said, "Mempebio, I give it up. I will not make it." But look at what he did yesterday. He prostrated before the Lord. Flat. Just say, what God has done for him. So I'm saying that party people, you are rightly placed to make your calls. But Yanka, who say your opinion? It is our opinion. So for me, what the president said, I don't see why we should even sit down and discuss it. There's nothing to talk about. There's no mail out of it.
But he made the point, sir, the team he has.
Yeah.
Are performing like put up a stellar performance according to him. Do you think that is the reality? Is the president not disconnected from how the Ghanaian people feel?
And again, he chose his words well. Or see, in my opinion,
yes,
he didn't take away your opinion.
Of course,
he said, in my opinion, he made sure he individualized it. What did I say? He didn't speak for Ghanaians as a whole. Though he's the president of the Republic of Ghana. That is why I'm saying that the man is a communicator. He's careful about what he does. So Okase, in his opinion, they have put up a spectacular performance. What is the opinion of Kamal, which you are asking now? Whether do I think what the president said was right? Now you are seeking my opinion.
Yes.
What did I say? And you may be seeking Edem Agbane's opinion, who will obviously clearly say that there be omunye here. But my opinion is also simple. Where did the president of the Republic of Ghana take the economy of Ghana from? That's the first question. When he took over Ghana as the president of the Republic of Ghana in 2017, that little child who would finish JHS and have no hope, and the mother has no money to take her to school or take him to school, or the parents have nothing, Obi, you should go through this. I have gone through it. To know what important you will attach to such a gesture, such a policy. When the president took over as the president of the Republic of Ghana, he had an education minister in place. In this case, my own good friend, Napo.
Yes.
Honorable Napo. Okay? And he told him in cabinet, say, me wa de bako, eni si adu huna edame makoma so. And he say, akola bi obe we JHS bi ma catch Ghana for me pese at least on your school binko. Now, are you saying, say, Napo has not performed as a minister? Has not assisted the president to put it up? He has done that. That is why the president thought, say, Menia saw that's a spectacular performance for me. My main phone got to energy minister. Nesamboa me view. And I'm Napo is still a minister in the case. See, if the president says there's a spectacular performance, I'm just giving you one example. Okay? And that example, I chose it because attaching lives. Adam Agbana is here. He's from a region that is seen as a deprived region. I'm also from a region that is seen as a deprived region. Volta and the northern part of Ghana, they are almost similar in terms of economic status. Now, the point I want to make is that such a policy comes driven towards a pro-poor, agenda. And then a poor man and a poor woman who is sitting somewhere has the child in school today, finishing and even going to the university. Obiti baby also won't perform me yet. We've overlooked it. We brought in a scholar here who gave us how and what to do. Told us the research they do in the universities. I gathered that the whole my young juma. Now you're president. Why June who said my man created the future for these people. And then meteha because sebi school kakra ma kwentino. Motima friend me say ebia Kamal wa drink kakra mo bet na han to adwen. Ana meboa. Na omampanyin etima ye say juma we a obiti baby o say onye hwe. That is a very serious matter. Final question. Farmers are more kroma. And ekwafo or more Ghana. Ebe catcher will say, my own father and uncle, a Greek minister, has done a yeoman's job. Why? That planting for food and jobs policy from the president, from a region, over 90% or so of the people living in that region are farmers. The question I want to ask is that before president took over, was there subsidy on fertilizer? No, there was no subsidy. When the president of the Republic of Ghana came, he said, look, we are almost an agro-based economy.
There was subsidy on fertilizer, but for cocoa.
Not for, that's I know what I'm talking about. Not for cocoa.
Okay.
On fertilizer. Okay. Why? We are eating cereals. We are eating whatever. We are farming rice. We need a fertilizer for that. The president had to subsidize 50% of same. Now on Mampenny, I say, my buying, yan share equafo, yan share omo asebi, omu nibi, ma brawafo, na yan mo no mutimi nyo mojuma. Obiti baby or so on ye. Would you say that Greek minister didn't do anything? Would you say that? No, I'm asking. Would you say that? So if the president says they've done some work, one, of course, he's rightly placed. Final cultural honor. We sat in this country, the energy ministry. Ghana had to go through 4 years of what? Blackout. And kola eso lanting and son of most there was school. Now and tonto every people were struggling. And now Omampenyim buyer or say, look, many shall do here about the back. Without power, without energy, this economy cannot move because I have what we call an industrialization drive agenda in place, which is the 1D, 1F. But without power, we cannot make it. Honorable Boache Jakon, you can do that work for me. Help me out. Are we out of doing so or we are not out of doing so today? O ye ne juma, ebe wiye, ama na ponso asa betuaso. And now me know uti hoyi, and kamu studio yinka genset abonten, and san with my program. People have forgotten so soon what the NDC took us through. And if will you say the minister didn't work? Meanwhile, put that aside. I'm saying that when the president says that they have performed, there has been a sterling performance, he knows what he's talking about. And I'm giving you these examples. Obi otia or tieme. Obeka say, and ye di MP before him. Because ye kaipa. To the extent that a minister of power say, me din 10 months, say man solve do so, me resign. Kobina Donko. And then he's writing articles about energy. 10 months or resigning here. We sat here. And the NDC. The same man is sitting in parliament writing so many articles about energy. Nipa on my challenge. Your money do 10 months. You demand 10 months and pampa when Timmy and or resign Johnny Coy. Omo Timmy until MPP buy. Obiti baby also on ye. Menuya, put that aside. Take roads. In Ashanti region alone, over 10,000 kilometers of road has actually been constructed and finished by the MPP government. That is true. And I know what I'm talking about.
You mean just in the Ashanti region or
in
national?
The Ashanti region alone.
Ashanti region alone.
I said over 10,000, 1,000 something, rather 1,000 kilometers. 10,000.
Over
1,000 kilometers. Sorry, over 1,000 kilometers of roads in Ashanti region alone has actually been completed by the MPP government as we said today. When you take the MPP, I mean the NDC for their 8 years, they did over 500 and something kilometers in Ashanti region. We did over 1,000 and almost 1,000 and something. I don't have the right figure, but it's over 1,000 kilometers. That's the difference between us. May I wrap up? No, I'm coming. You see, we need to bring out this. It's important. Where the president granted this interviewer, the northern region, for the first time in the history of the northern region since independence, Minuya, and I feel proud to be an MPP man as a result of that. And Tamale Central, where they don't even vote for MPP. Their MP is NDC, presidential, NDC. But the president said, put that aside. Since independence, there should be fair share and fair distribution of the economic resources of this country. I need a flyover. Or I need an interchange. A first lift is given to us in the northern part of Ghana, I'm telling you, go and look at the beautiful interchange constructed by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Will you say Amoakwata has not worked? Look at the work at Pokwasi interchange. Will you say Amoakwata has not done any work? Mikodru Tamale Airport, the international airport under Nanado, you put it up. I said, wow. Then this made so much noise about it. What they couldn't do. It took the MPP to come and make sure that is constructed. Today, go and look at what is happening in Tamale. If the president says there has been sterling performance by his ministers, it is for us to deliberately ensure, say all these things must be enumerated, communicated in all humility. And be able to say the president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has really worked good and better for Mother Ghana.
Very well. Alhaj Kamal Dean Abdullahi, Deputy Communications Director, MPP, and I'm Ote Nkano. Edem Agbana, Ute voice na me boy, and I'm in Simon Bioma. Ote. Okay.
Now, Obi, Obia nim say you elected as president and a leader of any institution and a country be a jumano. Any individual effort until unko want to menye adwuma no.
Yes.
Until na constitution no provide and make provision say appointing ministers. Constitution no kra to the extent say to me defining some of the ministries are omuya cabinet ministries because constitution in them say adwuma no unko want to menye and you need other people on board. I will share the history of the world. So you see leader be a successful leader. Na the kind of team on your mu eye juma. Until we are president, you are only acting as the coach. I will provide the guidelines.
Yeah.
It is a football match. Into what team? Ewo park no so. The bia yes our team. The team keeps losing. More players our bench. More technical team, reserve, people you can bring on board. Now, as a coach in this year, he is satisfied with the poor performance it on one's team. It tells you, say, leader nankasano, or you're visionless, only vision. Mr. President Akufo-Addo, the response to omo demand for reshuffle. Me point is don't interrupt your opponent or make a mistake. If he wants to go with this team, almost if they have the men, and these are the men on war. It is President Akufo-Addo say or no dear, he is satisfied with the poor performance of this administration. It or no, he will not do any changes. Now your NDC for any omo pay job. Now the people are all referred to as omo pay job. No, let's put it on record. He's not referring to the NDC. He's not referring to you and I. Mo journalists. Any omo constructive critics of the government. He's referring to omo MPP party members. Omo dream say, bia say ye minister where ono so was our opportunity say ono eba be share ho.
Yes.
So he's referring to those people. Obi, now what's your performance ayewa? And the Akufo-Addo, President Akufo-Addo, this poor performance, and I no justify. Say he is satisfied with omu performance. And which say President Akufo-Addo, two things. One, he does say he doesn't care about the good people of Ghana. Because Obi, every sector, stakeholders no can call for reshuffle.
94.7.
For example, your education ministry. When him say ne, me can say many of the senior high schools no almost started charge PTA fees to provide feeding for Yankola and Yenyanumo secondary school.
PTA fees?
I am telling you, sir, parents, schools no charge call anybody, the man Wesley girls. Call anyone, the man infantman, any some other schools. Me former school, my only school, and many others. There are people are here as politicians who name. We pay school fees for people, we support people. Parents are being charged to get food. Eman Kolano. Not too long ago, Moamu sister station, Joy FM, Omu called the northern sector. Obi. Now, here serve secondary school students because there was food crisis in secondary schools. Who shares a video now? You will cry for the people of Ghana. Say, Bonnie Bena, Akufo-Addo, or 3 years. Moamu sister station, Joy FM, on which they even showed the video, it was Joy News. Obi, many of the kids, they are not getting any good food to eat. But headmasters do extra because Ukasa, GS, any ministry, no, they are very vindictive. These are the kind of treatments with all of this crisis in secondary schools. With all the crisis in the economy, you're experiencing, you're a leader, responsible leader. Now, say, calling for reshuffle, it means two things. And no cry, say, why we are president to ABR? And the challenge is now, and said entirely your fault. It is our team. Just to bring in some confidence. Now, what say, in response to those concerns, for you to change your team and get Juma better than the performance I will say NDC for any pay Juma and calling for reshuffle. It means henceforth no everything all the challenges President Akufo-Addo has endorsed it and he's accepted say this is the worst government, but there he doesn't care. Obi Alaji Kamala gave my examples to justify the performance of Abayin. I will go into the specific examples. Mami started from energy. Dr. Matthew Poku Pempe. Onuna now your first, second energy minister. I think say first we started with
Boacheja Amewu
before Matthew Poku Pempe.
Yes.
Boacheja was involved in a Mary innovation scandal till today. Recently about studio till today. He's not been able to point out in Kofua on what kind around that time. Say people close to the president were the ones involved in the deal, in that corruption deal. That is why he had to resign or he was sacked. till today, no, there's no clarity on once you are resigning. Abano said he has been sacked. Obi, some who come about energy crisis are the Biamika said President John Dramani Mahama. One of the reasons are I give him so much reverence, any respect. I say in recent times, most of the leaders are Ghana no. Leaders who fail to accept responsibility for challenges. But okay, 2014 State of the Nation address, President Mahama can say, look, we have had this problem of power crisis for so long, but they treat it as if say Upra, they say wound now the plaster. Eddie Gusu, we are there, that you are looking good. So the problem is there. The wound is there and you're healed. But because ensure is not showing to the world unity, you pretend that you're okay. But on no dear or your leader or person will provide the lasting solution to the problem. Okay. Or accepting responsibility 2014 State of the Nation address. Because power crisis then started here from President Mahama. Power crisis no precede even President Rawlings coming into power. President Kufuor time. Your power crisis no. What was the response of the government? The pastors also for prophets Ediko Akosombo said they should go and pray for Insuno better because at that time no, now your water level no was down because at that time we were dependent solely on hydro. Okay. The pastors and Ediko Akosombo, that was the response of a visionless government led by President Kufuor. 94.7. President Akufo-Addo, a cabinet minister in that government. President Mills Baye, once in a while we had the challenge of power crisis, but President Mahama say, I want to see an end to your power crisis until I want to tackle it once and for all. Until Ghana for bear with me. Say take here 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Ghana say you lasting solution to the problem. And you better say ube resolving in such a way say problem no be resurface again. Until we decided to invest in the energy sector. 94.7. Omuka say omu solve. What problem did they solve? Mubaye, you even accuse us. Say we were over generating power until you accuse us of excess capacity. Okay. It became a song out there, excess capacity. And now Mube cancel deal with Mube say the NDC invested so much in energy sector. Say I am telling you on authority that the time free abayamuno we have solved the energy crisis. It utina na say muna mu solve ya. How many megawatts and amumu adi from the time amubaye? What has been your response? What is the investment among MPP for? Today you want to take credit for a problem that has been solved by President Mahama and the NDC. To the extent that Dr. Baumia, I think there's a new studio and Adum FM, my sister station. Or can I say he admitted that President Mahama a solved power crisis no, but he deserves no credit because Juma. So at what point we realize he say there was a problem that you came to inherit. We have solved the problem. Inti ube credit energy minister Saumubaya. I really don't think I really don't know the who can because they have done nothing in the energy sector. If there is anything you only came to compound other challenges in our energy sector, and then I will go into those ones later. More about education. Look at the performance of the education minister. Share the performance of education minister. Obia President Akufo-Addo say, "Oh, yes, satisfied with the performance. 3 years, most is curriculum, common textbooks, to me printing, common textbooks. My goodness, Abanfuwe and President Akufo-Addo is satisfied with performance way. 3 years, common textbook, to me printing."
Buying phone is harsh.
It's maybe I'm a train and I'm retracting. Say you're very harsh. Okay. I mean, what's the language there?
I agree.
I'm not. Your friend is a native speaker. Yeah. Say insulting. I apologize, and I'm retracting. But very Obi, all I'm trying to say is, maybe who are buying we are, Obi package are buying we any of my performance, mommy. Say me for free car. I will not patronize it because this is the most abysmally performing government I have ever seen anywhere in the world.
In the world.
With all the resources, with all the support, any sikamu borrow debia, with all the goodwill the people of Ghana gave President Akufo-Addo from 2017, this is not what Ghana for deserve. Until Utinana so say these people, their performance is justified. Abaya, mu minister for gender, to me running out of this country for close to a year now. By President couldn't even fire him. Hey, sorry, President, he couldn't even sack her. Now, what ministry, sir? What is then a novel? Then a something now. We be better to be holding on. Say this thing is being done as a result of right thinking, visionary leadership of any government. You can't also fly over. Now, Tamale, when Obi, when was the last time I called Tamale? Me Tamale is my second home. When was the last time I called Tamale? Sino hydro, I'm with the 2 billion eba. Now you be interject what Tamale na me called Tamale recently. Because I was thinking, say, I was going to see something that really looks like, you know, an interchange. But there's a single lane, a friend is a flyover. You think that is what? Oh, that's but a double. A single. 2 cars. I'm telling you, say, Obi, 2 cars cannot. A single lane. No. 2 cars cannot.
No, single meaning say a one stretch.
One stretch.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, that is what.
No, understand of single lane.
And
no, you can't double lane.
Say you can't double lane. And you just say
it's double lane. No, 2 here,
and one.
That's double lane. Yeah.
He describes it
Okay.
as a single lane.
Yeah. And then I make a
Obi. We are informing people.
Okay.
The meaning said,
Okay.
A dual carriage flyover or interchange.
Oh, and dual carriage.
What is a dual carriage?
Okay, the single lane.
people in
Single lane. A single lane road. Yeah. Car back on and Namha. Back on so Ekosiisen. And we are single lane. But
That is how it is. Tamale.
Mienu Namha, mienu so Namha.
So is that a dual carriage?
Obi enya tamale. They can show you. You can see single lane one way. That's the was circle. I mean the circle.
Uko tamale no.
Oh no.
Inter you can say flyover uhu ye no.
Obi.
There one car here, one car here.
Obi. Development anywhere no.
Yeah.
No, I'm answering the question. Must be appreciated. Not South flyover na any ho. Until we hear you must be commended.
Okay.
But kasa bebre about interchange. See ano. Omo we no Debbie. Obi. Omo we no and then a single lane. Let anybody listening to us from Tamale. Meaning say Tamale for mu tie o pa.
Kiss me radio ever show you.
I'm telling you. A single lane. And that is not deserving of one way beer. We have seen interchanges built by NDC in this country. Just circle interchange just a few minutes away from here. The whole interchange is Akwaje is even bigger than Enu. And you were boasting Tamale interchange. They say the language has changed from interchange to flyover. Mu promise and Mukoya commission. What did you promise the people of Tamale? Mukacha was a Mukoya interchange. Muye na you say is this all you have to offer? Must is there a flyover? Flyover? This is embarrassing. It's because of that, and nothing now we can say the minister for roads and transport should be maintained. And now there now all your circle interchange, all the other big roads, major investment projects. No, on who describing it, so you're incompetent. Now performance way. It's Obi. Ushe ministry by ministry. Obi, Ushe ministry by ministry.
No, Adam say a way there. Yes,
let me see. Say, is that a Tamale?
That is Tamale. This is Central Mosque.
A way there, yes, single.
Oh, wait. This is a Tamale Central Mosque. Nah, we are just single.
No.
Obi,
where you do?
Obi,
was the way 2 here?
Obi, interchange. Obi, I flyover. Debbie, what do you mean by single lane?
No, by way the way you dual carriage.
Debbie, a coin in our casa dual carriage.
There's a coin in the other.
You can't about the flyover. It's a single lane flyover.
No, but the road as we've seen.
Obi,
you have
compare
number,
this.
Right?
Yes.
Send the picture.
Obi, compare this with the own were circle, any Pokwasi, all these ones that are John Mahama legacies. And waiting, I will say the minister is doing well. Come on, your people in Tamale deserve better. My people in Tamale deserve better. That is my second home. Obi, who's ministry by ministry? Many ministry be President Akufo-Addo, any ministers. Omuye better. Uber finance, Onani cousin. The worst finance minister in the history of this country.
Hey.
Nakeno Foriata. Apart from engaging in a lot of conflicts of interest deals, no. What is he? Then any legacy? Yeah, let's go into the economy. Then any legacy? And then Minuka say, we have even been downgraded, say economy no, into the junk level. Let's go into those issues. It's then any legacy. Ubeka say, this person is performing. He say, you will not do reshuffle. On him, I can understand President Akufo-Addo need difficulties with reshuffle. The entire, the founders of democracy and ancient philosophers be they say Plato Mu, any omo sure about democracy in the past will draw some now omo preaching against appointing people from your family and friends. Say we are sad now. It becomes difficult for you to take decisive action to remove them when they are not performing. Because we are a family matter. Imagine the President Akufo-Addo. Efanifo Ken Bra. Na maybe a reshuffle. Intermediate will be as Minister for Finance. Ken friend family members move family meeting. I very difficult for Akufo-Addo to take that decision. Because he has surrounded himself with close family and friends. Omuye so incompetent, omuye inept, omuye they are not doing well, but essence of the consideration for giving them a jumano. Essence of the consideration for giving them a jumano, and yet based on competence and not even loyalty to MPP as a party, he cannot remove them from there. I can understand. But he shouldn't come and say he's satisfied with their performance. Only you're satisfied that the people are not accountable to him. Only accountable to the people of Ghana because he is taxpayers' money. And I did to Omuka. So at the end of the day, no, the question is, are Ghanaians satisfied? Which sector of the economy where to me said the people of Ghana are happy with this government? Recently, Omuye survey be okay, the survey no say majority of Ghanaians said the country is headed in the wrong direction. And yes, sir. And this in the survey
no.
And NDC. said the country is headed in the wrong direction. It's one more mates now who provide the direction. Who provide the map now, only president. More plan so mutu kwan. You see you are headed in the wrong direction. Who see who there you are satisfied with the performance of Abayano. Inti omo call for reshuffle. Omo ye say omo ye NDC for omo no pay juma. In brief, no be.
Adam.
Yes.
Ma into for more amutie yen over Facebook Live. At least we've put the picture. The picture of the Tamale interchange, on Central Mosque, Green Mosque near Central Mosque, Tamale. Into Oba Ubehu, and then at least from the picture there's a dual carriage. Yeah, quite a dual carriage.
Let me educate my brother Adam Kakra. Say Ebia on all Casano or seen the first time I called Tamale and the last time
also a Thai called Tamale.
Or seen Nancy or call no who single lane be. So I see I'm being fair to him. Now so when him Tamale ye pa ya will baby a free her bus stop. That is where the 94.7 STC terminal no.
Okay.
What do I say?
Okay.
Now ultra sa interchange ya ka ho asem na. Odu honoma ansa no be fro sa interchange no kra no ye wo bypass bi o form ho a wo be fa because esan say interchange no no we was soro you choose either choose say be ko soro and be ko form now wo ko form on your right now wo ko a e kwan nya be sere e kwan da honoma e ko pie STC lane no now wo ko anima interchange no flyover na ase no ye wo roundabout bi o honoma esan yi kwan
yes sir enu ni
absolutely sa eyi kwan no na initially na one lane double carriage take until say interchange, fly over the bar.
bar,
Now, from a while, because from what for from, wow, because what do you call that? An interchange or what? Or
no, it's an interchange.
Absolutely. So you see, when they sit down and want to explain without any solution to Ghana's challenges, and propaganda no movie say obi biara and e swallow no hook, line and sinker. You see, many Adam, we are promising young politicians in this country. What I want Ghanaians to understand is say, omo mutie sebi omo ye deep eche ye no bia any opportunity better na radio. Na e can say ma we a fine gentleman. I just love you and I like him so much. Or to honum na so okasa, we say indeed this is a man all senior politics na ebasro. Now what we need to eschew as a people and avoid as the young politicians is to churn out untruth. The Ghana form pekra ne say we can say ma enye no kre. Ni the okay say single lane no. Oh, Adam, you've had time. Let me please.
But only the way dreams will say this is not compared to cycle ne. Kaswadi.
Wait a minute. When you take cycle for instance, Mama example be say make sure
run about say any one mosque in
see, we take a cycle.
Yeah.
Ofa achimota.
Asempa FM 94.7.
Yes. Yes.
No alcohol. Straight into Accra.
Yes.
Now, almost so the same. Almost half a form. Now, so I ran about so our form the pure description or clear description of the Tamale one.
Okay, this is where you see it well.
Very well.
On this road, very good. The same way.
And for Nina Dahonoman Casaude, and for Nina Dahono. Oh, no, the picture shows it clear. Everything is clear, and I'm explaining to you. And you first circle that same may explain, you get it even from circle if it's the former telecom, Ghana Telecom. Over from now, I run about Omoko from no, almost Omoko Sroqua crack, no more for Aquaquisi. Well, they will call that interchange. But what I have just explained, I had the same similarities, I know they are interchange. That's a very strange analogy. What I say? I need the is he?
I'll give you the time. Remember time.
So it has defeated this idea of say a flyover, a whatever. We need engineers to come and explain to us clearly. But if it's my understanding of what an interchange is what he has just cited as circle, and a mama was our example, comparing that to what is happening in Tamale. The same idea. That means we are well placed to call it an interchange.
94.
If that's the understanding. Now, Obi, for a coin cross and for tunchain. Or say education in ye, honorable education within a way. Never na ono crowd what he crown. What is it? Schools to be a to your fees be.
Omutia PTA dues to feed in Kolano.
Oh, for the list is not true. Feeding is not part of PTA dues. That's not true. I am saying that feeding is the build up of what actually gives us the free SHS. No, non-fee pay.
I think he made a point, say, because of food crisis, the parents are now forced to pay something.
I have not. Is he into work? It's good. I'm saying that.
I think I've corrected.
I'm saying that
the interpretation.
There is no fee paying with regards to your friend saying fees that has been imposed by the GS or imposed by the Minister of Education. There's nothing like that. First of all, no, I'm just saying that for clarity. I'm not saying that you said that. For clarity, let's be clear. The policy has nothing like that. PTA has always been in place. And a PTA, no Parent Teachers Association, no, a kwa tembiano, I will focus it. You need teacher for a kaya adrena boom. I had never ya, yem natch, yem mano natch, ebede, ebesi. You have sat here to say, mutu ya fees be. Minim, say receipt ben na okoji wa hefa, say, sasike with ya charge PTA for your Ghana na. Say omuntia, na uncolano, yem fanto edriani momo. There is nothing like that. When we do this to Ghana, it's not proper. Mwana muka se free SHS mona mo de baye na nyeye na de baye yanka hwe musu progressive na de baye de 2 weeks to election John Dramani Mahama kojina bolgatanga eka kire Ghana for say free SHS kwa ono an de baye amobi asere no kra eka say SSC who we all respect him. Oh I'm very quiet. Omwa no muka kire, look at these people. they say they are the alternative. The best alternative in this country is NDC. Omo kane be I am from my NDC. Obi, I'm surprised. If an alternative to the good governance of this country or to good governance in this country is NDC, then we are doomed. Because the man they are giving to us, John Dramani Mahama, yeah, they mind biom no. Mementam person be do. But it's all points to the fact that they may elect him as their flag bearer again. Mania, if it's the same person, onu na ahwe enim akachre e wo Cape Coast, there was a forum organized for him. Okokache say, how can a government spend over 2 billion Ghana cedis just to educate SSS children? Onu ane bi na numu cho. Ose sika pudua na Akufo-Addo etam ekohwe nkola school no. Sa sika no edos do no oye president onye no china. And then Okango Jina baby I was free as a mina made buy. Sebi and mobile na this is free it is na. And now obeko puano. And here na da no asasa ade akomo teacher for me free is that what it is. Also wuntua 2 billion and hwe nkola dache. Na yen to abamma wo beba na obema Ghana asiye. Na me bisa o ba enye sika na wo betua man nkola no. Obeko mpuano akosa hwe atua ma wo ana. Is that what it is? And this is the solution to Ghana. These are the people who say they are an alternative. Tina meka say ahobrasiemu enidiem yemfa enidiem Ghana for na enya botre enchreche no mu baako on any day NDC doesn't come in anywhere near the MPP. They don't. Na meka say omampanyi akase ne nia so ejuma and ministers aya wo de yemfa Alankojo Chiramanten 1D1F how he has prosecuted it. And then the MPP manifesto, yanka wo bebia say ye kwa akosi factory. Aban anka say me kwa akosi factory. And also Ghanaians have misconstrued it. What we said, they say, ye be partner, ye be boa, ankwa for no muntime NC factories, emfe juma, emwa mande Ghana enkuye. Ampampa ye baya over 100 and something factories as we speak now are in place and people are employed working in those factories. That is a deliberate industrialization drive for this economy. And see that. And see, if the president says he has seen a sterling performance, he's well placed.
These are some of the reasons.
He's well placed. Now, finally, Ose, the president, Ekase, Ebimu Pejumantin e Perishafo. Now, he's only referring to MPP. And that's interesting. That is understanding of good governance. It is under MPP and the all-inclusive governance. Under MPP, we have appointed before a CPP man to be a minister. So when you say that, see, when you take Article 78, like I quoted earlier on, and can say MP before the four ministers, the president, as we see today, ambassador at large, a party leader of a different party. Or a different. I am only telling you, sir. But you can say reshuffle. Then appointments. Then appointment. And one my friend says here and says, point to the MP from Kwane because I said now the president was talking to MPP before. That's not true.
Okay. Enti Alaji, Mamena say, Adam Eba, Ansana, and let me read this briefly. I made the point that some people belonging to the NPP were pushing for the reshuffle. In fact, there was a press conference organized by a group called AFA, Alliance for Foot Soldiers Advocacy. And following the president's response in that interview, Omasa issue press statement. We must say AFA react to President Akufo-Addo's comment on reshuffle. Alliance for Foot Soldiers Advocacy has noted with grave disappointment the reaction by President Akufo-Addo on the increasing calls for reshuffle in his government. As it would be recalled, AFA in a press conference held on Friday, 29th July 2022, made a passionate appeal to President Akufo-Addo to consider reshuffling his appointees, ministers, deputy ministers, and MMDCEs, etc. Bring on board new faces with the wherewithal to help his administration and also assuage the growing despondency amongst the rank and file of the NPP. Unfortunately, the chief appointor, in his interview with North Star Radio in Tamale on Monday, August 8th, 2022, has disagreed with the genuine calls articulated by party members and sympathizers on the need for a reshuffle in his government. To him, his ministers have done an outstanding work. Although this is not the outcome we expected, given the fact that we are law-abiding members of the NPP, we respect the decision of the president. Alas, the 1992 Constitution of Ghana grants him the sole authority to hire and fire. As committed members of the NPP, we shall continue to do our best in service to the party. We wish the president and his government well. Under my hand, Sir Obama in Pokwase, Executive Secretary, AFA. Enti AFA for statement Omodiaba and Yumri in response to
respectfully,
President
Sir Obama is a no short one on this one, but FM MPP matters in T. Sir Obama and co are very, very good when it comes to projecting the government's policies in social media. They're doing so well. And of course, and they are true party people. I really admire them so much. The energy they have, those young guys are really strong. The first part of the response of AFA, say disappointed. I think, say, with all respect to them, I disagree with them because the tail end of the president's response to the question about reshuffle suffices to me to say that it can happen. Absolutely. It suffices to me to say that it can happen. Because if he says that no responsible leader, no president will go out and say, I'm going to announce a reshuffle. Okay? It tells you that there could be something in the offing.
Okay.
Or they may not. So for them to be disappointed, I think it's premature. Entirely premature, with all respect to them.
Very well. Edem Agbana.
Starting from
yes.
The last point about say MPP, a very all-inclusive, and President Kase, omo here ejuma, omo na omo calling for reshuffle. No, it cannot be for only MPP members. No, I think say Kamal shouldn't be making some of these points because it appears as if say a joke. You can't about inclusive governance. Obiyan himself, who show your constitution. Constitution require provide they say 50% of your appointments must come from Parliament. It's possible to me appoint NDC MPs, but Obiyan him the reality on the ground. Say President Akufo-Addo that we know, and the NDC minority that we know, none of them would accept to serve in this failed government. None of the 137 NDC MPs would accept someone serving as ministers in this failed government. President Akufo-Addo had opportunity to make appointments. No, he didn't appoint anybody outside the family and friends. I'm challenging Kamal. He should mention one person. President Kufuor, example now you want to make no. Yeah, and him say in the year 2000, Abra NDC and MPP echo runoff. MPP rely on the support of the other smaller parties. It's one of the things that almost promising the then third force. Party na by a third CPP. Say they promised them a ministerial position. It's now Dr. Pakwesi Indum ended up as a minister. It wasn't out of say President Kufuor had appreciation for inclusive governance or compare competent people from other parties. Now you can't party inclusive the NDC show President Mohammed's last appointments. Some people are more opportunity. No, at the time they were not even known or they were not members of the NDC. Under President Mahama, we had a PNC MP, PNC member, who was appointed Minister of State at the presidency. Under President Mahama, the likes of Nana Oye,
Nana Oye Litha.
Nana Oye, yes, Nana Oye Bampoado.
Okay, at the time.
At the time, no, Nana Oye Litha.
Yes.
Even Professor Nana Jenopoko Ajimamunina at that time, no, we all knew say they came on board because of competence, not because of your partisan activists, and now they were family members of President Mahama. So what is this argument about inclusion anyway? Obi, the point about secondary school now me making, I want to emphasize this point very well. Man can say GES as a body charge parents for feeding. I didn't say that.
Comes for the concession.
Great. No, but I didn't say that. I never said that. No. So wait for me. Debbie. But I never said, so where is the concession coming from?
Okay,
what I'm saying is, Obi, there is a crisis. To the extent, say, some of the schools are saying, say, Unim say Charles, the Association of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. Almost a buyer with a statement telling the government, say, if you cannot pay your obligations to suppliers of food, no, my charging in Kolano Ejani, because we cannot accept what we feed them.
And okay. Government gave some 65 million.
They paid part. Paid part. Come on, yeah, despite all of that, no, government still owes into Uko secondary schools now. The quality of food, it is not up to standard. That is why schools need be take your initiative. Say, your parents, no, come and see what we are feeding your children. Now, Moya contributions, 500 cities, 1,000 cities. I have mentioned specific schools. And these parents are contributing so that teachers, no, headmasters, to better Johnny Ama pantry so that they will be able to feed in Kolano. That is the crisis we are talking about. We've spoken about crisis. 44,000 teachers could leave the classroom in 1 year under the current Minister of Education. It's all of these things, corruption scandals, and everything that has happened. That's the President Akufo-Addo say, or you're satisfied with the performance of Aban Wea and any ministers are. You no any problem because that tells you, say, their actions and inactions, then you know, a reflection of what the president wants. This poor performance, no, because of the visionless leadership of Akufo-Addo, His Excellency the President. Come on, let's accept the fact, say, Edu baby, politics no yeah. We need to be solution oriented.
You don't prefer solutions. All you do is to come and talk.
Come on. We need to be solution oriented. Come on. On several platforms, even not too long ago, President John Dramani Mahama at Ghana at the Crossroads program na okay. President Mahama gave at least 10 recommendations the government needed to implement. Mukoyesa 11. Say we came out and gave you alternatives to raising funds. Musi debi mudie 11 na munim as the only way forward. And then you're on the road. Are you not back to IMF? Say 11, you are not realizing what you projected. And yet the same argument and I make it. So what do you mean by we are not preferring solutions? You can't with the muntie. They be you know what you are doing. Wall Street-based economists, near accountants, as Gabi will put it. But everything is showing, say, the government has failed, the government is failing, and there is no hope in this government. And then, mo finance minister, Ghana, we have pride. Now, you call IMF because everything we have to do not to go to IMF. About bragging, Obi. These are the men we have in charge now. But in terms of real results, we are back to IMF. And every credible international rating agency, rating economy, no, downgraded the economy. See, no, Obi, SPD, no, the downgrading, no. Do you know what it means? It means you're an investor. That's how person who Ghana sika. Just know, say, Ghana may not be able to pay back. Inti, all the sika no koye charity we can align it to say those friends and scam because you may not get your money back, and that is why they have grounded us to junk. Because we have an economy and then who a finance minister now, they be or now share white or quote Bible scriptures or cancel measures, but at the end of the day, no, we are not seeing that reflect in the economy. The economy is in a mess. Every sector of the economy no has collapsed. Obi, and then Madam Fobi Efri Dubai by last week. Debbie, send me. I've responded to your wishes. Obi,
Madam Fana no NC.
Obi,
Madam Fobi
Free Dubai by recently. Nti ene na misha no say o our dollars be na okoye friend is saying forex bureau or forex bureau okoye any change. and I me catching it so me cry no I mean need the dollars.
Yeah.
Inti my mean fast and now here call Google. Call Google is an question the exchange rates. Over 9 Ghana cedis. Under Dr. Baumia. The so-called economic messiah. They be out say exchange rates and they be exposing the fundamentals of the economy. Now it is this finance minister will be me. They be me say me come about the economy. Apart from Dr. Baumia no Ken Oforiatta because Obianim say Ken Oforiatta is the one in charge. But when you're a poster boy, they use him to go and make maybe nothing is happening. Obi 9 cities, more than 9 cities, and then on here close to 9 cities, 50 pesos to get $1. And away, who justifies our performance? We say you are okay with our performance. Now more pay Jumanu now more way. Obi president is visionless.
Okay. Adam Agbana and Alhaji Kamal Dean Abdullahi. Alhaji, sir, it's a good time to close,
It's
right?
a good time, but
it's a good time to close.
Obi, me
30
eme de
seconds.
say dan da omaya konya say ya na NDC any MPP ebet na hanom na ebeka oman ho asema yen contributions towards the development of this country nyina can be na menua obia anka ewa aban we mu say yeti hey things are not tough. Even the president has said it and alluded to the fact that there has been situations are happening ama ene yenyina ye feel say things are a little bit tough. And you say you feel say we know there are challenges in the system. Downgrade as some will come one same. It's true. SMP has been there. Okay, Fitch and other down rating agencies, they have been. But truth is that they look at some factors to do what? Their ratings. And I'm a boy.
Yes.
And I make say, on mine yetimu, on my yetimu yi, any abaya otihui, ya ma amba yekse, yen de sebi, the air cosono another mokano and yenokre. I remember the NDC time. Those ratings came. Eba, they poo it. Movement na hono man can say, and yes say, no, we will not. I saw a statement by the finance ministry explaining Standard & Poor's a rating from B- whatever to CCC and giving us reasons why it happened. However, they thought say there could have been that elaboration from the Standard & Poor's. Say the entire ya can win eka. Any again measures are buying way at taking amenu this MDA's if anything fees and charges bill a measure. Menu this 30% measure you can say you reduce government appointees a measure discretionary expenditure a measure. Menu levy ye buy a measure internally. Now, Obi, what the professor sat here and said regarding the mindset and attitude and our well-view as a people, no, it should be looked at and looked at critically. Now, me can't see you say ye to abama NDC ene no mbetine mu a menua Adam Agbana wote ha say na CD 9 cities and a way you say no em say tam mo buy nkomo ka kire say mo buy no na CD enam be say 4 CD 20 pesos and no mo de ba 3 CD ana omo de ba 2 CD 20 pesos ansa na mo free aban mu yen buy a ye de akọ 9 CD nko ka sa asem de nko mudi kan pa. But if you came and you were giving CD by 1 CD to 20 pesos to $1, and by the time you left, it was 4 CD 20 pesos to $1. Also, would there? Why are there? But be oba akosoro there with all these factors in the ono one year. And the obi medicine. Me make say, of course, I going concern. Me catch a Ghana for say mesrom. Yemma abino America cra. Yenya arishemu anya confidence emma abayi, and I believe that those measures are yet to hoyi. Fiscal policy is said that it doesn't just work when you announce it. It's supposed to go through a trajectory. Now go through baby, that policy will inure to the benefit of us all. I know the President of the Republic and I know the team he's working with are not sleeping on this matter and will work hard to ensure this economy is better, inshallah, before even the next election.
Great. Adam.
Obi.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes, yes, sorry, no. I think there is an issue I would want to highlight. Kakra, if a NAPCO for no.
NAPCO.
Yes, NAPCO recruits. Me, but no, I heard said they were conducting an interview in that regard. Yeah. I would just appeal because Obi, who share me text messages, any message I receive on social media, as someone bedroom a critical level, and I am so insensitive. Say, I buy, will just leave them without paying them the amounts that are owed them. We would only say there is a difference between being unemployed and then being perceived to be working. Because so when NAPCO recruits, they be also rare. You are going to a Jumauko, you are going to work. So hustling, side hustle, be crying now to keep body and soul together. Now you can't do it because we are officially an employee of an institution. Until why you must a bit 8 months allowance, a bit 6, a bit 4, a bit 3. I think say you're so proper that government must treat it as a matter of national security because it involves young people who have sacrificed themselves. Okay? If some of them tell you their story already, Obi, how much can 700 Ghana cedis do for these young people at this time, especially economic crisis way, transport fares have almost doubled. A Janebo, Ayedin, Cecia, even the price of kinky. You know, Obi, and it's so difficult for many of them. As a politician, remember me inbox sometimes say me wakakra, I'll send you 20, 50, depending on the situation. But how many of them can reach out to Abia Kamal? Now, why need to say or yes, Saraka that would be a boamo. It's government must, as a matter of urgency, pay the NAPCO people because a act of wickedness to leave them this way. Debbie, you respond to it, Mr.
The only response is to pay them.
To pay them. No.
Abaya kase omuntua NAPCO trainees ana.
Abayin kind. Abayin say September the program ends.
The way he put it.
But for so long they be almost promising they are not paying.
Yankase ye ja omo. Challenge aba. Obianim. There has been delay in remittances. And Abayin I explained said, look, this is what it is. Now munya botre. Arrears abum. Ye ba betu yeskanin nyina. And I'm happy that it was explained.
Obi.
But see, Obi, the difference is simple.
Obi.
Yes. Obia.
Our ministers being paid.
Obia only sensitive.
Our ministers being paid.
Obi.
Obia. Is government not spending on daily basis?
Obia only sensitive.
It's a priority.
Obi. I still want to make this point. Obia only sensitive to the unemployed graduate of this country. Obia want me and think it out of the box to find solution, at least to cushion them a bit. Now Obia wa jeno no solution amom. I do more on board. Na ene arrears akumbe 4 months, a bimu 5 months, a bimu 6 months, whatever it is. I didn't have the accuracy of it. Okay, but so many years I oma ye juma what you mokane die. Enu die. Oh ya mona baso. But 4 months na I can die. Or you're wicked. That is serious. This is mind-boggling. This is something we cannot really comprehend. Who can tell me say want man pay one? Oh. The NDC government has never invested in creating employment for anybody.
Come on.
I am saying the NDC has never found solution to the unemployed people in this country. And you such as a young man. What about yes? What about yes?
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Mami na mo.